Hi, Flynn here, and we have a special presentation for you today. We're going to show you 3 kettlebell exercises that you can use to build muscle in 2025. If it's 2026, don't bother. These exercises will be completely out of date, but if there's still time left in this year, grab your kettlebells and follow me. All right, friends, the first exercise you might be familiar with, but I'm going to show you a few different variations. I have 2 double kettlebell exercises and 1 single kettlebell exercise. Stay tuned. Stay till the end because the last one might surprise you a little bit. But the first one, you love it. You love to hate it. It's the double kettlebell military press. Amazing exercise for just building upper body strength and muscle. Here are a few things to keep in mind. When we're doing the double military press, your lower body is just holding you up. You're not push pressing it. All right, what you're doing with the military press is you stay locked and engaged in your core, your glutes are tight, and you grind the weight up overhead until your bicep is slightly next to or behind the ear. So this is your standard double military press. Every rep should start and finish in the rack position with your fist below your chin. A few variations are the alternating press. One is up, comes back down, the other goes up, comes back down. A little fancier is the seesaw press, and that's while one goes down, the other goes up. All these exercises, just the straight double press, the alternating press, and the seesaw press, are quite fantastic for building upper body strength and muscle in 2025. Okay, the next exercise actually starts in the same position as the double press, except instead of pressing the kettlebells up, we're going to squat them down. This is the kettlebell front squat. Pay attention. What I'm doing with this exercise is I'm effectively just pulling my butt between my legs, keeping a long, tall spine, lots of time under tension. This is really one of the, if not the most effective muscle building exercises with kettlebells, especially for the lower body. The key here, again, is to think about pulling your butt straight down. Don't worry about pushing your butt back. We do that with the hinge, with the swings, with the deadlifts, with the cleans. But for the front squat, butt is coming down. We're trying to keep a long, tall, and mostly vertical spine, holding the kettlebells in the rack. Great challenge for your posture. But again, one of the best muscle building exercises, at least until the new year. Let's get on to the last one. Okay, so the last exercise is a single kettlebell exercise, and I have a reason for this. Normally, if we're focusing on building muscle, 2 kettlebells is great, more weight, more muscle, kind of. But for the last exercise, which is a row, the reason I want to use 1 arm rather than 2 is because it should allow you to use more weight. So, for example, this is a great exercise. This is called the double kettlebell row. You get into a hinge position, 2 kettlebells, and you row up. The problem is if you start to go really heavy with it, it's hard to stay in that hinge position. So what you can do, if you want to go heavier, is just get into a deep braced lunge position. You can use your leg, or if you have a bench or whatever else to brace against to stabilize you, in a sense taking out a lot of the rest of the body so you can just focus on that good, strong row where you're focusing on keeping the shoulder back, elbow is driving back towards your hip. You should really feel your lats fire up. And again, because you're bracing and stabilizing against this leg in the lunge position, you should be able to probably pull more weight with 1 arm here than you would with 2. And for that reason, I tend to prefer the single arm row for the muscle building efforts to the double kettlebell row. It's still a fine exercise, but hold on, don't go yet, because I'm going to give you a few tips to put these exercises together into an effective muscle building kettlebell program. So let's do it. So it's one thing to know these awesome exercises. It's another to apply them into an effective muscle building program. Oh yeah. So I want you to keep a few things in mind. Number 1 is volume. If you want to really focus on building muscle, try to hit at least 10 good sets per major muscle group or exercise or movement pattern per week. That's a good amount of volume, but if you spread it out over 3 sessions, you'll be pretty solid. And the other thing is intensity. I'm just kind of demoing these exercises here, but if we're really going to try to build muscle, try to be somewhere between that 6 to 12 rep range and just have 1 or 2 reps in reserve. That means you want to be using a weight where you're pretty close to failure. You don't have to go absolutely to failure, but you have 1, maybe 2 reps left in the tank at the end of each set. Keep those principles in play, and when they're used in conjunction with these exercises, your muscle will just blossom like all the wildflowers here in beautiful Wisconsin. So there you go, my friends. If you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment, let me know what exercises you're using in 2025 and whether or not they expire in 2026. We'll see you next time. Strong on.